But yeah, so um, I think it was I was saying $15 an hour, 15 something an hour, and I don't know, like the shit was cool, like the bread was there, um, but it was other shit going on too, like just struggles of like because once you start making that money, that shit be cool and all, or when you start making something, it ain't no crazy amount of money, but when you start making something, that shit be cool, but you get used to that shit, right? So it get tricky because once you become used to making the money you making, right? You still got bills, like they say, don't have more problems. Don't nothing change. Like shit change, but I'm saying, nigga, yeah, alright, you making this bread, you used to it now, but you still gotta catch these 4 buses up here and 4 buses back. And we talking rain, sleet, snow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real like that. I mean, I didn't work in that job, making what I was making, and after a long ass day, niggas getting in their cars, I'm on a bus, and I ain't no nigga that's gonna be, brushing shoulders with niggas to benefit from. Like, yo, bro, can you give me a ride to this place or halfway? No, this shit from the muscle. I'm catching the bus. I catch the bus here. I come here by myself, leave by myself. I ain't on none of that shit. I ain't trying to make friends to be benefiting off of them, and I ain't even that type of bull. I don't even like to be around motherfuckers for real, for real. I always been like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, in some kind of way, right? So, I ain't even tripping off that, like, but, fast forward to $15. I the year go out, they keep me. Well, I think I said yeah, so they kept me, boom, I'm making the 15. Now the only thing is, I go from 2 to 10 to when they keep me December 30th, if I'm not mistaken. December 30th, may have been December 31st. I gotta make a decision, cause yeah, I got my acceptance letter, but the head of operations at the time told me, like, look, only thing is we need you overnight. And that was their thing, like they'll keep you, but they gonna ship you overnight. You know what I mean? And that shit was like, I ain't even realize what that shit was gonna be like. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit really was like, I wasn't ready for it. Like I wasn't aware of how that shit was gonna be. I knew overnight, you hear overnight, it's like, all right, overnight. And I worked overnight before, at like a Walmart. I worked overnight before. But that's the environment was different. Walmart, it's a bunch of, it's chicks, it's that shit high school for real. You just, the hours fucked up, but niggas making the best of that shit. Niggas bidding, niggas doing them, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that shit was real, like, that shit was high school. But with this shit, it was just different. It was just like the hours. I'm older. It's a warehouse gig, so it's like, it's real, like, it's energy draining. Like, it ain't no up, you know what I'm saying? Like, up tempo, that shit, like, head down, pick this beer, you know what I mean? And I just ain't know what I was in store for, like, even down to working 14-hour shifts, mind you. I'm full time, I'm working 8s, but it's an overtime driven type of gig. If they need overtime, they gonna call that shit. If they need it like that, they gonna mandate it. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm catching a bus, 4 buses. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't thinking, I wasn't prepared. I'm chasing the money. I'm coming from $10 an hour, before that $7 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Again, never was really like no super hustling boy, like, you know what I mean? No kingpin drug dealer type boy. So it's like, this my lane that I think I need to be in, you know what I'm saying? Because it's bringing in some money, and I got responsibilities and shit like that. So I'm just chasing the money the whole time, you know what I mean? And whatever come with it, just come with it, you know what I mean? I'll figure it out. Like, so again, you thinking 2 to 10, catching a bus, after a certain time out Northeast, certain buses ain't even fucking running no more. You know what I mean? So it get like that, like, you know what I mean? I'm thankful that I ain't never had a situation when I was on that 2 to 10. I missed my buses and shit, but it could have came down to that. But now we talking overnight, you know what I'm saying? And it's an even crazier monster because it's like, you know, I gotta sleep during the day. I got a son. This time, 2016, going to, yeah, around 2016, I had my second son. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, it's like now you got a newborn in the crib. I got a 7-year-old, 8-year, like running around. You know what I'm saying? They don't know no better. They don't know, yo, dad sleeping. He got work tonight. You know what I'm saying? My lady, she trying to hold it down as much as she can. So I'm like, yo, we gotta keep it down. You know, but kids gonna be kids, man. A baby definitely gonna be a baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing. Like, you know, I have a newborn, 1 year old, some shit like he going, you know what I'm saying? So, man, that shit was tough. Like, looking at that shit like, damn, I just signed up, you know what I mean? I just start, you know, creating a family, you know what I'm saying? I'm dug in now, ain't no turning back, you know what I'm saying? I'm making the bread. So yeah, like 2017 was kind of rough, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, going back and forth, the bills. I told you, it's an expensive apartment, you know what I mean, Elkins Park. I don't really know exactly. I think it was the end of 2016. We lost it, John. We lost the apartment. You know what I mean? We couldn't keep up. You know what I'm saying? Just going outside our means. Couldn't keep up. So niggas had to move back home. You know, now we a family. We got 2 kids now. You know. So it's like it's rough, you know what I'm saying? Like in that moment, it was like damn, and you know you still gotta go to work and do you. So I'm doing all that. I'm working, trying to maintain. I do get a raise that year. I move up to a helper, so I ain't utility no more. I'm a helper. You know what I mean? So that's a promotion, and I'm happy about that. But again, it's just bread, and I don't want to speak from that. I don't want to speak like down on that because now I'm a certain kind of way currently, as opposed to how I was then. You know, that shit meant everything back then. You know, you go from $15 and some change to $18 and some change. So now, you know, I got 18 something, you know what I mean? I'm making an hour. Still back home though, you know, me and my lady, our 2 kids, she had a kid from a prior relationship. So it's you know, we back at the crib. So, but yeah, you know, we making the best of that shit, you know what I mean? Fortunate enough, you know, the crib was a good situation, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of really fell in our lap, you know what I'm saying? So that helped out a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like a crib, like a house, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of like that worked out a lot, you know what I mean? Like so, but yeah, so now I'm a helper, whatever the case may be, and I could say this, like up until that point, it wasn't as relevant to me. At that time, it definitely grew to become an issue for me. But again, I'm on the money. Yo, yeah, we doing this, we going here, we spending money. Fast forward some time, you know, I get up to like 20 something hours an hour or whatever, you know, still a helper, but you know, getting raises and shit like that annually. End up buying a car, you know, or financing a car. Worst fucking decision I ever made. But, you know, at the time, it just was what it was. Like, a bunch of impulsive decision making, just having to have it now, and, you know what I'm saying, not really looking, you know, just at the bigger picture. At that time, it was just like, man, I need a will. You know, I'm on the bus with school kids. That shit burning me out. I'm trying to maintain everything. Like, this shit was just a lot. So did finance a will, a car, and that was cool. Like, you know what I mean? You know, again, I'm at the age at that time and point, like, I ain't on it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gotta go here, I got a new car, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. I don't, I ain't tripping. Like, I'm in my 30s at this time. Like, I ain't no young boy that's just trying to ride everywhere and drive every chance he get. Like, it was A to B to me. You know what I'm saying? Make my life a little easier. It was to just make my life easier, getting to work and getting home from work, and extracurriculars, meaning like supermarket, or you know what I mean, whatever we need to do at the time, going to the laundromat, like shit like that. So, but again, a lot of this shit that came from even leading up to that point was just it was currency driven. Like, I just was on that. Like, I need money, just money crazy, you know what I'm saying? And just not really prioritizing nothing else as far as with myself. It was just all about make the money, spend the money, do this, do that, you know what I mean? And I created a lot of problems for myself like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't, I was just oblivious to a lot of shit that that shit, and a lot of shit didn't mean nothing. But I prioritized it, you know what I'm saying? So, keep going. I'm there. 2020, I think, 2019. I want to say 2019. That's when I grabbed the car. 2020. Everybody know what hit. The vid hit. And that was a crazy time, especially working there. Hours was cut. Niggas wasn't really getting, not hours was cut, but you just ain't want to be there. It's COVID. You know what I'm saying? And even with the COVID shit, like, still wasn't nobody really ordering no beer because wasn't shit open. You know what I mean? So they wasn't cutting hours. It's a union job. They can't. They let you be there for 8 hours and do nothing. You be bored as shit to the point you want to go home. So I was leaving early every day. Money started dwindling, shit like that. But I'm listen, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But COVID hit or whatever, and that was that or whatever. Like, time passed. 2021. And I'm just doing this just to, like, I'm gonna jump back and forth, but this just really to just do this, the journey of working a job or whatever, working at this company. 2021 hit, we struck, first strike that happened in that beer world, in the beer business. We struck. Motherfuckers got paid decently. I was still a helper at the time. But I was alright with my coins. I was up to like $22 an hour or some shit like that. Great benefits, all that. I mean, so that was cool. And I don't know. Like, after that, I think I hit a wall. Like, and it probably was a little bit before that. But I wasn't happy. Like, I wasn't happy with the idea of what I had to go through to make the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course it was all about money, and you got responsibilities and you got things that you gotta do, you gotta take care of and shit. Bills gonna always be bills, but I started just not that I ever was psyched to work anywhere, but you don't think about it as much in certain situations, certain scenarios. And in this scenario, as I'm getting further and further along, I'm like, I don't know whether I was being a certain kind of way because I was wearing it like a badge of honor of having a job for so long, because I never had a job that long. And then it was a company that it was in my mind that I felt like it was decent to be a part of because it was a career. You know what I'm saying? Like, and where I'm from, a lot of motherfuckers don't have careers. They don't keep jobs. They hustle. They do little shit for money. So I was wearing it kind of, and I was, I'm on the younger side, so I'm like, damn, I'm kind of wearing like a little badge of honor. Like, damn, I'm holding it down. This is what our families tell us. Like, that's the goal: get a good job, go to school, graduate college, all that type of shit like that. But so I'm really holding on to something at the time. I didn't know that it didn't mean nothing, but I know that now. But it was just like I still was prioritizing that shit and pushing through. When I really, I didn't know that I didn't know that. I didn't know what I know now. I'm gonna keep saying that. But so yeah, time going by. Uh, had my third son, 2021. Yeah, 2021. Yeah, so that's all around that time or whatever, and so it is what it is, making it do what it do. My girl doing what she doing, in and out, shit like that. So yeah, we just one big fucking family, like you know what I'm saying, one big happy family, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Highs, lows, we rocking out. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I'm just maneuvering through, and I guess since we like at that point, like I just ain't want to be there no more. Like because you gotta think too, man. Like I'm black, you know what I'm saying? I'm a black guy, obviously, and where I come from, ain't a lot of white people. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a lot of white people. I ain't grow up with no white people. I ain't making this about no race shit. But we just too different. We come from two different walks of life. You know what I mean? And like a lot of them. And even when I was working there, even as I was working there, you could see the looks on their faces that, one, they probably wasn't comfortable because I was there, and what I may have represented or looked like on the outside, you know what I mean? They ain't really know how to identify with that. They ain't understand it. I got a lot of looks like, how the fuck this nigga even hear about this shit? Where he find, like, how, you know what I'm saying? Because that's one of them gigs, like, no bullshit. It ain't really, it's who you know. Like, it ain't even about finding this shit on careerlink.com or Indeed or some shit like that. Everybody, most of the people that got in there, they knew somebody, they got the hookup. You know what I mean? One of the white guys would bring them in, or this such and such son, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they keep that shit like that. So when they see me, and it was probably me and like 3 other black people, 4 other black people out of 100 plus employees. You know what I mean? So I always got that working. It was always that from my days of being utility helper, you know what I mean, on up. You know what I'm saying? Like I always felt that, and the phony shit or dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked there, and it's like, all right, well he do this every day, so he can't be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Like it gave me that vibe, or like he making some decent money, so we'll treat him. He's one of us, or he's a civilized black person or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm still a nigga. You know what I mean? I'm definitely still a nigga, especially at that time. I'm still a nigga. You know what I mean? Now I don't identify with that as much today because of my growth, but I was at that age, at that time, I was still on bullshit for sure. Like, you know what I mean? I'm fresh off the corner. Even leading up to being there for multiple years. Like I still got that mindset, right? But eventually I moved. I was promoted again. Right after, like around the time of the strike or whatever, I was remaining a helper, and then the highest position there usually is like a CDL driver, like Class A, Class B, or a warehouseman, right? And a warehouseman make exactly or 50 cent more than the driver, which is crazy because you went to school, spent $4,000, whatever you done spent on getting a CDL, and you got this nigga that's sitting on the forklift all day that don't have no CDL. And he making more money than you, but it's harder to get that position too. You can go get a CDL tomorrow, walk in that joint with your permit or your license, and they hire you. You know what I mean? Throw you the keys, no experience. As opposed to, getting into that warehouseman position, it ain't easy. That shit is like hitting a lottery. You know what I'm saying? That's why up until that point, obviously, when I got promoted, it was 2022. I got promoted, they put the posting up, I signed it, and this is around the time, again, I'm starting to build a stronger connection with God, and starting to believe in more of like things supposed to happen, you know what I mean, as opposed to luck or coincidence. I still was kind of believing in those things, but I still felt like the meant to be's was like really, really heavy. I was real heavy on it is meant to be, right? Because even when I signed it, was a lot of niggas that was like higher than me, been there longer than me, helpers, CDL drivers, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But people signed it, but a lot of people that really, really wanted it and could have signed it and got it over me, they didn't want the hours. Now again, this back to me chasing money. But the whole time I've been there, it seemed like I've been on that. I've been on that because that's all I knew. You know what I mean? Yo, you gotta go get some money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. And so, you know, that was a 4 to 12 schedule. Shitty. My whole day going. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 kids. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get too, because we gon', like I said, with these videos, I'm gonna bounce around. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make this shit really, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna make it make sense. But yeah, it's a lot of sacrifices too. Like, yeah, it's cool to make money, but you missing Halloween, you missing trick or treat with your kids, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that, I'm missing all of that shit, you know what I mean? So it just, a lot of that shit just was like, it ain't worth it, bro. You know what I mean? And it's around the time that I was getting those epiphanies and those, you know what I mean? Those moments of feeling like, no, this ain't it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I took it, it was top rate, $32 and some change. And we had just did, you know, a strike, obviously, you know, not accepting the contract that they was giving us. So I think at the end of that contract, if I would have stayed, would have been coming up in 2025, and it would have been like $35 an hour and some change. And then obviously they go back to the drawing board and they figure out a amount of money they want to give for the next 4 years, right? But I was making top rate for a year, 2022 to 2023, sitting on the forklift all day, you know, stocking, like loading pilots, taking pilots down, periodically going into the cab room, shit like that, you know what I mean? Picking orders when they needed me to pick orders for $33 an hour. You know what I'm saying? You would think that it was everything that I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And I did shit, I'm like, nah, I made it to the top. You know what I mean? I came from $10 an hour to $33 an hour within an 8-year span, 7.5 year span. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no high school diploma, let alone a fucking college degree. I'm from North Philly. You know what I'm saying? Migrated to Uptown, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't, you see what I'm saying? So that shit was supposed to happen. That wasn't luck. Luck don't come like that. Luck don't move like that. Don't even make no sense. Luck ain't even that big. You know what I mean? You know, coincidentally like that, none of that shit. No, that shit was supposed to happen. I was supposed to go through all of that because I'm saying all of this shit to say I'm just really trying to catch y'all up on the journey. I figured I'd start when I first came in there, like on my working journey leading up to me where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even gonna go that far back. You know what I mean? Because I know attention span is short. You know what I mean? But I say fuck it. I'm gonna go all the way back to that and then lead them up until, you know, me making what I was making or whatever. So I got to that, and that year was extremely miserable. I was extremely fucking depressed. Not extremely, but I was feeling like depression. I felt depression before, and I felt like it was that feeling was coming back. I did a lot of things, you know, with making that money and shit like that. It took care of a lot of things, you know what I mean? My girl was able to be a stay-at-home mom, like, you know, for our 3rd child, like, you know, bought a bunch of shit, you know, all of that material shit, you know what I mean? But I wasn't happy at all. Like, I wasn't happy at all, you know what I mean? Like, I was just at that point where I was like at a low. I was making that money, but I was so like low, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, it was just like, that shit was just a lot. Like, and, you know, I come from a family of drinkers, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you know, I battle alcoholism. You know, you don't know that shit at the time. You don't even call it that. We don't call nobody no alcoholic, or that shit cool to say now and be that brutally honest now. Niggas don't call each other alcoholics. Bro, you a fucking alcoholic. You're bad on alcoholism, but you know, that's what it is. Like, that's what it was. You know, my mom alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? My grandma used to drink a lot. I don't know if she was alcoholic or not, but she drank a lot, and her daughter drank a lot, who was my mom, real, a lot to this day. My mom still, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I battled that. You know what I mean? I battled with that too, like since a young age, you know what I mean? Up until not long ago, where, you know what I mean, I'm not really a big, hey, go to this meeting or go get some help. I'm really like a self-sufficient person when it comes to shit like that. Like, I ain't sitting in front of nobody for them to get paid to tell me some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't heavy on that. I'm really like you know, I used to smoke a little bit of weed. You know, I seen niggas have struggles with quitting weed, quitting smoking weed. One day I'm like, this shit don't do it for me. I don't even like it. I don't like the way I'm too paranoid. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, I quit that shit. Cigarettes. I stopped smoking cigarettes 2016. That shit was like the hardest thing for me, bro. I was addicted to them Jones. Like I was a real cigarette smoker. I run through a fucking pack of them Jones. Not every day, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was a cigarette smoker and I quit. I cold turkey. I ain't go get no patch. I ain't get no gum, no Nicoderm. I quit. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol a little different though. That shit a different type because it give you a feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like I guess they call it an antidepressant or some shit, but it give you a feeling, give you a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Something you enjoy. Now, too much of it is dangerous, but it give you a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like you on top of the fucking world type shit. You know what I mean? But I had to leave that shit alone too. That shit was damaging me. You know, it ruined relationships for me. That shit was trying to ruin me completely. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I like to say that I came out on top of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, even with that, like, that was a lot. That was even harder too. Just dealing with, you know, just, you know, having a drinking habit, and then trying to be productive. You know what I mean? That shit create comfortability for you. It keep you stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it did to me. It did that a lot. You know what I mean? And you know, shit, I done put weight. I done put all my weight back on plus more. I'm 291. Not probably exactly that right now because I'm shifting my lifestyle back. You know what I mean? But you know, yeah, like I'm gonna take y'all through the whole shit, the whole journey. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm the biggest I ever been. And the crazy part is I done lost weight. I was big before, you know what I'm saying? Like I always was up and down in weight, never like no super sloppy big ass nigga, but I was big like a little under this. And then I got on my health and my fitness journey, you know what I'm saying? And I got down to 180. You know what I mean? I ain't really completed like I wanted to, but you know, I was wearing a 32 and a small, and I was wearing a smaller t-shirts. You know what I mean? I was wearing like a 31, 32 in pants. You know what I'm saying? At 180, right? And my shit was cut up. Like I wasn't no sloppy or no flabby nigga. Like my shit was. So I'ma get into all that because you know where I'm at today, and on my journey, you know, my health and wellness and my fit journey. I'm gonna get into all that shit in some other videos, but you know, I just wanted to catch y'all up on, or not even catch y'all up, bring y'all up to date, start from the beginning and work my way up to where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I'm currently unemployed. Like I don't work, and I don't plan on ever getting another job. You know what I mean? I went through that process for a reason. It was supposed to happen like that. All of it. You know what I'm saying? Being pressed over the money, all that shit. You know what I mean? Getting to the top rate. I was supposed to see all of that. You know what I mean? Because I thought the world of that. Like, damn man, if I could make top rate, or yo, like, you know, if I could do this, or you know what I'm saying? Damn, I got a real good job, or you know what I mean? We taught that shit early on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to believe that shit is everything, and it ain't. And you know, I got to the top. You know, I climbed the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Not the ladder, but I climbed the ladder. And I got high as shit. I probably could say I got to the top of that mountain with that company. And I still was just like, what's next? Like, that's it. It was like that type of thing. Like, it wasn't like, yo, I'm so happy. Oh my God. Like, damn, my life has changed forever. I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? Bro, I wasn't happy, bro. Days I was at that joint sitting on that forklift, bro, and I'll never forget. It was a couple times. I just got like, I don't know, like an epiphany, like sitting on the lift, just looking around, like, yo, this shit's so fucking robotic. Like, it's robots and they humans, but dog, like this shit, you know, you talking about a job they don't want you to call out. They They giving you flack for calling out. They writing you up. You got people that don't even use their personal time. They feel guilty when they use their personal time. You know what I'm saying? You got, like, it was times I was calling out, I felt guilty. Like, damn, I called out today. It was times I called out for nothing. Cause I had the time off. Or if I didn't have the time off. You know what I mean? I know how to work the system. You know what I mean? They not like in that kind of way, not to sound crazy, but I'm saying it's a process and a union job to where before they can fire you. Yeah, I'm gonna work this job. How the fuck you gonna give a nigga 6 call outs for the 365 day calendar year? Not that we work 365 days, but you get the gist of it. Like, bro, it's 12 months in a year. I got kids at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta, like, anything can come up, bro. You giving me 6, and then you got the audacity for 3 of them to be scheduled. So you give me 3 scheduled, and you give me 3 emergency. So you telling me it's 3 times in a year possibly that I'm gonna only need an emergency 3 times? How do you calculate that? How do you come up with that? Who came up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck you can't come on, bro? You can't predict that. So it just got to a point where I was just like, I was missing certain shit, and I was feeling away, like, yo, this shit ain't it. You know what I mean? Every day, the days I woke up, bro. I remember one time I was like getting up for work. You know, I'd get up around a certain time. I had like 3-4 hours to, you know, sit if I'm on my phone or watch a show, and you know, I'll leave the crib like 2 something. You know what I mean? And I just had a day where I was just like, I sat uniform on, bro, the whole shit on, boots, ready to, you know what I mean? Shit out, you know, ready to go. And I just sat there, bro, like, it's like I couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't move, bro. I could, come on, bro. I mean, literally I could move, but it's like, I was depleted, like, yo, why do I feel like this, bro? I put my uniform on. I'm ready to go to work. Why the fuck I feel like this? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't know, I had reached like the end of that journey. Like, I had reached the end of that, and I was fighting that. I reached it a while ago while I was there. Even when I had got the top rate like a couple months in, I'm just like, oh man, and I gotta do this shit for the rest of my life. I'm looking around, I'm seeing old niggas, they depressed, they hunched over, they hate their families, they hate going home, they hate their wives, they hate their kids. Like, motherfuckers, you would have to physically remove them niggas from there. Yo, go home, yo, you been here 12, 13 hours. No pep in they step. Nah, damn, maybe I can get an hour with the fam, I can sit down, or we can laugh, or we can talk, or we could do this, we could do that, or you know what I'm saying? Or I can see my wife, we could, whatever, like, bro, like, and I ain't saying my shit peachy like that neither. Like, I just, oh my God, I'm around my girl all day. No, but what I'm saying is, and if your shit like that, you get out of that. I don't give a fuck how long y'all been together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know now, the economy, motherfuckers is rocking out, staying together, like, fuck it. You know what I mean? It's cheaper to be with somebody, it's cheaper to, you know what I mean? I don't love it, you know what I mean? But, you know, in all reality, bro, something before you get out of that shit, you get away from it. And, you know, when I started, the longer I was there, I started to realize, like, man, there's so much I could say, and I don't want to make these long ass videos, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's so much I could say, and so many, now that I look back on it, was so many different, like, signs, you know, that shit was coming to an end, that I had to go. And I didn't want to go, or at the time I didn't want to, or I held off because of the money I was making and the obligations that I had and the responsibilities. And again, you know, my girl, I was allowing her to be a stay-at-home mom. So, you know, it was like she had her little at-home stuff or whatever she had going on in certain times and moments. But, you know, overall, I was paying for everything. I was paying for the majority. So, you know, it was a scary thing once I started to get these feelings, and you know, I eventually realized that it was an enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like an awakening for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I started, again, you know, like I said, I'm gonna bounce around because I'm gonna go back to when my health and wellness journey had first kicked off, and when I gained all my weight back, when we had our third child, and you know, I was probably going through mild cases of depression and things like that. So just eating and just, you know, drinking and, you know, shit, you look up, you 290, 291, you're like, damn, I ain't never been that big in my life. Before my fitness journey the first time, I think I was 240. I'm 50 something pounds heavier than that. Again, I don't know my exact weight right here, right now, but you know, it's around that. So, but yeah, you factor all of that in, with just everything that was going on. Like, it was just a real tough time. And I was just at the point like, yo, you know, I can't do this shit no more. Just like I said, I couldn't do it. And I felt like I let motherfuckers down. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I felt like I feel like I let my kids down. You know what I mean? Even though they ain't tripping at all, and I'm still making it happen. You know what I mean, for them in whatever way I can, and I'm gonna always do that. You know, until you know, things happen, and you know, I figure out my purpose or whatever the case may be. But it's bigger than just working a job and being unhappy, but just reminding yourself that, you know, you're sacrificing this and you're sacrificing that, and you know, this is what you gotta do, and like, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than chasing, you know, a bunch of money an hour, $33. Like, bro, if you unhappy, bro, fuck all the money shit. Just for 1 second, if you unhappy, like, don't none of that shit mean nothing. And I learned that throughout my journey of chasing that money shit, like with the job and giving them 110% and giving them all my energy, it didn't mean nothing. It took care of, it served its purpose, it took care of what it was supposed to take care of, but it didn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing to me now. I don't have one good memory of working there. I don't have one good time I can say, yo, man, that was a good day. I mean, you bullshit, you laughing, whatever like that on the truck, when you know, on the truck with somebody, but that, I don't have one good memory. That blew my mind. I said, damn, on one hand, I can't think of 5, let alone 1, but I can't think of no good times that I had working there. But outside the fact that, yo, you made money, I made good money, they compensated me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, I had to get the fuck up out of there. I did. I said, man, we parted ways, but yeah, I was done.